We are here this afternoon at Big Break Regional Shoreline with Mike Moran, supervising naturalist. And Mike has been selected to be part of the Delta Conveyance Design and Construction Authority Stakeholder Engagement Committee. And it's kind of a mouthful. And Mike, I wonder if you could talk to us for a little bit about what the intent of the engagement committee is, and maybe what the DCA, the Design and Construction Authority, is about in general.
The DCA is a group appointed under the new portfolio approach by Governor Newsom to really upgrade and modernize the way the water moves in California. So this is the Delta Conveyance is interested in designing a one-tunnel conveyance system as part of a broader system of waterworks for California. You may have heard of the twin tunnels previously under Governor Brown. This new approach is to have a single tunnel planned for and explored. It doesn't mean that it's being built or anything, but that is part of the portfolio, part of the planning process at this time. The most important part of that long mouthful that you gave as far as the committee's name is really stakeholder engagement. The DCA, the Conveyance Authority, is reaching out to 16, 17, 18 members of the Delta communities, the broader Delta communities, to give input, not necessarily on the design and construction of a single tunnel, but what would the impacts be if this indeed were to be built, when indeed it gets built, how is the planning going, how would the planning impact folks in the Delta and elsewhere. And so that stakeholder engagement is really a great and I think optimistic and hopeful approach to really bringing folks in from step one to engage and get those thoughts down, understand how people view this, so they understand Delta as a place, not just as a valve through which to move water.
So would it be fair to say that during the twin tunnel discussions that the stakeholders were brought in as a secondary step, or not brought in as early in the process?
You know, I can't speak specifically to that. I wasn't as involved in that. I was very interested in it as a student of it and such. And I think it would probably depend on who you talk to really determine how early folks are brought in on the process. I think, though, that you might be able to answer that question by looking at the way folks are doing it now. If the perception was that you were not brought in early enough, your point of view is not brought in early enough, that is being addressed in this this Stakeholder Engagement Committee, that folks are brought in from step one. Is it a reaction to what actually happened through Twin Tunnels project? That I can't say. Is it a reaction and addressing the concerns of those folks who didn't feel as though they were heard and engaged early on? I think that's an accurate statement.
Okay. And your first meeting is Wednesday night?
It is Wednesday night, the 13th, up in Isleton, yes.
Great. All right, thanks very much for your time this afternoon, Mike.
Thank you.
This is Tony Kukowicz for thepress.net.